Hello everyone, it's Robotical AI. So I wanted to talk to you guys about the project a little bit and what's going on. I'll start off by saying we still have our haters, people who don't like me because I have a successful project, and for whatever reason they don't want somebody to succeed. So we do have our share of haters on Twitter, and then we get those people that get on our Discord and start fighting. Guys, don't pay any attention to that. Now, this is what I will say about people who flood us. You can say all you want that I'm not going to deliver. That doesn't mean it's true. I am going to deliver, and this doesn't change just because you write a comment on the internet. So, I really don't care that you feel that way. I mean, I do care about people. I do care about my investors. I do care about my project. I just don't care about your opinion because that doesn't change what I'm going to do or am doing. So I want everyone to understand that to me, Goblin AI is my full-time job, and I have made amazing art that when you guys see it, the world's going to go crazy. Like, I look at the a folder full of images and I see all the little squares. And I was telling someone today, I said, look, you see that? You see how that looks? How all those little squares look? I said, that's how it's going to look when I release it on OpenSea. It's going to look amazing, just amazing. And I'm just very proud of the art that I'm creating the past week. So this new art, everyone is loving it. There's people still saying, reveal now, we don't have any time. Don't reveal. Take your time. Make them all look like this. You know, this new style, less of the paintings. Guys, all of the styles that I've displayed and showed in tweets will be in the collection. I will say that these last gobs that I'm making, a lot of them will make it into the collection because the quality is so high and the color and just, they're just beautiful. And to me, obviously, the more beautiful the collection is, the more desirable the individual NFT will be. And it's good for you, those of you who are going to hatch them. And it's just good for the project overall because it's going to cause people to go through the collection, especially on the floor. Whatever the floor price is, let's just say that after reveal, the floor price is point 0.8. I mean, 0.08 or point 0.1 or point 0.2, something like that. We don't know. The sky's the limit. It could be any amount. I'm just saying, let's just say the floor is point 0.1 or point 0.2. At that point, everyone's going to be looking at the gobs on the floor because those are the ones closest to the floor and those are the ones that are on page one. Those, I think, people are going to be sniping and buying up the ones on the floor, the ones that they like the most. So to me, if I can cause people to want to buy art purely for the art, to me that's a huge step forward in the process of buying and owning an NFT, not for any utility or for any profits or guarantees, but rather for the art itself. To me, that's important because ultimately all I'm doing is selling you art and then you guys are selling it to one another. And to me, that's important because we're not promising anything. We're not saying, hey man, you're gonna get rich, or hey, we're gonna be 10 ETH, 15 ETH, 20 ETH. Sure, there's people that think that, and that's great. Hopefully that's true. But we're not saying anything. We're merely saying, and I've been telling you guys, this is all about the art. So today's announcement is pretty simple. I just want to talk for 1 minute on the art on the goblins themselves and give you guys an explanation on what I have seen the last month and a half, almost 2 months. It's not 2 months yet, but it's pretty close. Um, so some of the goblins will not look like goblins. Some of them are, the way that I think about them, they're sneaky little bastards. They're invisible. You'll see them in the landscape, or they'll be, part of the wood or the trees, or they look like a building, or or you'll see their outline but you won't see them. And so there's going to be goblins that don't look like goblins, but if you really look at the photo, you'll find him or you'll see him. They're hidden, the little sneaky goblin bastard. So some of them won't look like a traditional goblin, like the ones that I've been posting, even the first ones, right? The ones that look green, the ones that look like they came out of Lord of the Rings. Everyone thinks a goblin looks like ugly and like that. Guys, goblins can be invisible. Goblins can, they can be from the forest. They can come from the ground. They can live in the trees. They can live in cities. Some of them look like humans. I've seen movies over the years where there's humanistic looking goblins. Goblins can be beautiful too, not just ugly. So I want you to understand this collection is truly, truly mixed art where you're going to see beautiful goblins that are like female, women goblins. You're going to see male goblins. You're going to see robot looking goblins, you know, uh, goblins that look like knights or soldiers, goblins that look like nature, like buildings, goblins that look like a landscape. The goblins, they're very specific. They look like cityscapes and landscapes and just different types of terrains, whether it's alien or goblin like. Goblins do look more like lands, but there is some in this collection that look like that or look can pass for a piece of land or a city, but it's a goblin. And so those goblins, to me, when I look at them, I think they're really cool because they're integrated into the city or into the forest, or they're invisible. So some of them don't look like goblins, but they look like part of the land or part of the terrain. And those I really like those. And then the paintings. The paintings, some of them are weird. Some of them are grotesque looking. Some of them look very strange, but I like them because they look like they're 500-year-old paintings, 1,000-year-old paintings. So understand, if you get a painting or if you get a gob that you don't like or you absolutely hate, all you have to do is sell it at the floor and then get another one at the floor. Yeah, you might lose, you know, a percentage of your money. It might cost you $10 or $15, but at least you get to swap your NFT at the floor. So, let's just say the floor is point 0.2. Sell it for point 0.2 and then buy another one for point 0.2. Yeah, there's going to be a little variance there because of the royalties and your gas fees. But if you do it at the right time, you could save a little bit of money and just swap out your NFT. So, yeah, not all goblins are beautiful. Some of them are grotesque, weird, strange, invisible. They're sneaky. Some of them look like they're hiding there in the trees or amongst the buildings, or they look like the buildings. So yeah, the goblins, they're crazy. The amount of variance in this collection is so high that there really is no other NFT project that has been released that looks like this. As far as the AI art goes, I think it's the highest too. Sure, I like the other projects that are out there, but a lot of them they're kind of cookie cutters. Um, you know, they're able to generate that in a week or two because they're just popping out 500, 800 of the same images, same looking anyway. And with me, I took the time to introduce variants to make it different. And so I want you guys to understand that the goblins are crazy looking. Some of you will be happy, some of you will be angry. Just swap it out, man. Like, there's gonna be people. I'll just give you an example. I know that this is gonna happen. There's gonna be someone that loves your goblin. There's some weird artists and funky artists and people that think kind of strange like me who look at an image, and even though it looks like ugly or cheaper quality than, let's say, the 3D or the newer styles that I'm making, even if it looks cheaper quality and it looks watercolor or it looks like it's painted on parchment or canvas, it doesn't mean to me that it's less nice or that it's not cool. I look at art at the whole picture. I look at the entire frame and I see what's going on in the picture. For instance, there's one where there's a little boy It's a little boy goblin, and he's staring at a grotesque looking goblin statue. I love that NFT. I love that goblin. It's a painting. It's not high quality and colorful and 3D like the ones you've been seeing the last day or two. It's a painting. But I love it. I think it's so cool. When I saw it, I was like, holy crap. I hope I get that one, because even though I'm the dev, I'm trying to be very fair. And there is so many amazing paintings and 3D gobs and crazy stuff that it doesn't really matter if I pick or not, because it's just, there's so many good ones. I can't pick all the good ones, you know. Everyone's gonna get a fair shot. And so I want you guys to know that I'm gonna use a mixer, like a tumbler. I'm gonna rename all of the files, and they're gonna be mixed. So it doesn't matter if you have token ID 400 or 8000. There's a chance that you can get the new style. There's a chance that you can get a painting. They're gonna be truly mixed. So that's that. I want to go ahead and now take a moment to tell you all to go ahead and start refreshing your metadata. The API is full, so at one point it'll work either instantly or maybe 8 to 10 hours from now it'll start refreshing properly. So yes, go ahead and start refreshing. Now, what I will say is that I now have over 10,000 goblins. Okay, so technically we could release, as soon as I'm done with metadata and sorting. So I want to explain to you guys the process. I have a lot more than 10,000 goblins. Later on, I will tell you guys, like statistics of how many I made and how that worked once I have a better number, because I don't even know how much I have. I have not looked at all of the goblins yet. There's still thousands to look through. So what I'm going to do, I just want you guys to know, I definitely have the 10,000, but I have a lot of leftovers. And the leftovers, guess what? It's these new styles, guys. So yeah, I'm going through and pulling out, some that maybe I let through that you just can't compare to the one I'm replacing it with. So this is going to be very time consuming. I will say, everyone keeps asking for timelines. I don't know. It could be 4 or 5 days. It could be a week. But reveal is very close. I think it's close. It's July 17th. Will we reveal by the end of the month? I'm 95% sure that that's what's going to happen. I'm just so excited. Understand, guys, that I'm trying to give you guys the best. I'm not going to rush releasing, let's say, 5 to 10 days earlier than I need to, just because someone on Twitter saying, the hype's dying, you need to release. Oh, look at the chart. Oh, you need to release. Oh, we don't give an F about your new styles. Release now. People are telling me off. Guys, I am not controlled by people's comments or by what anybody wants. I swear to you, I do care about people's opinions. I do care about people. But when they're demanding and telling me what I have to do, I'm telling you right now, I don't give an F. And keeping it clean for YouTube, I don't give an F. I don't care. Because you're not going to change my process, my workflow, and make me rush the release just because you want to sell when there's a pump. Understand there's some people just waiting for that pump so they can sell and then leave. I understand that. I'm here for the art. I created this project. At first, I started with the partner. We were going another derivative direction, kind of that was what he wanted. He left. I'm actually grateful that happened, because that changed the dynamic of the project, and I was able to make it my own and get off of the derivative and say, hey, you know what? We're an independent project. We're no longer a derivative. I do want to shout out to Goblin Town. We could not have done this without them. I will acknowledge their role in this. They did help us get the first couple of 100 followers. So to Goblin Town, I think your project's amazing. Yeah, I think our art's a little bit better. Maybe a lot better. And that's obvious, right? But I remember before I released Goblin Ai and Goblin Town was already out like 2 weeks, I remember looking at how funny the goblins looked and how stupid and ugly they were. But I thought this is so cool, you know, because art is subjective. It doesn't matter that they're really ugly goblins. They're funny. And I regret not buying Goblin Town. I do. I regret it badly because I look at it and I was like, even when it was at 1 ETH, it was like at 1 ETH when Goblin AI released, I still didn't buy any and I regret it. But the reason why I want to shout out to Goblin Town was one, you guys did help us with some retweets at the beginning. I'm not going to deny that. Thank you guys. And Goblin Town, you guys are our number one blue chip holders of Goblin AI. I think you guys have, I don't know, like 10, 15%, something like that. Goblin Town holders own over 10% of the Goblin AI, guys. This is very good news. Everyone's like, oh, there hasn't been much sales. Release now. Guys, there's no sales right now, and it's slowed down the last week, 2 weeks, because everyone's waiting for a reveal. Everyone's holding. It's not a bad thing. Even I'm making less money, right? Because, okay, there's 10%, on 20 sales in a day. Okay, I make a couple $100. I don't care about that. I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it for the project. Sure, I want to make money. Sure, I want to, as an artist, I want to get paid. But that doesn't matter right now. What matters is reveal and that it happens on its time. So we are at over 10,000 images, but I have thousands of extra images that I'm going to sort through. And guess what? I am going to replace some of the first ones for some of these nicer ones. That's just what's going to happen. I told you guys in like 2-3 videos behind that if I improve my workflow, of course I'm going to do what's best for the project, and that's what I'm doing now. But check out the newly revealed egg. I hope you guys like it. I had about 10 different choices that I made. This is the one that just for whatever reason, with someone else's opinion, I chose this egg. And this egg, if you look at it carefully, it represents it rising up into the sky above the clouds, and it's going up. Now, think of it what you'd like. You guys know exactly what I mean by that. It's basically an egg that's rising up, and it's going to become, a beautiful goblin. You guys are going to see it. They're hatching. They're starting to rise from the ground and float up to the sky, into the clouds, to the moon. So anyway, I hope that you guys understand where we're at. I don't want you guys to be discouraged. Let's just say we're 10 days away, or let's say it's the full 13 days. I think there's 31 days in a month. I'm 95% sure. Maybe 98, 99% sure that we'll release this month. That's my goal. But if just culling and selection takes me, 5 to 7 days by itself, IPFS isn't going to be too hard anymore because I am not introducing traits. You guys have to understand that there's thousands and thousands of variances in the work that I've made, and I'm not going to make thousands of traits. And the moment I add one trait, it will automatically rate all of the 10,000 NFTs. And it'll make it a 1 through 10,000. And I just don't want to do that. So you guys will have to hunt down the goblin that you like, that you've seen me tweet. You guys will have to, it doesn't even matter. When you guys see the goblins, you're going to see goblins that you like more than what you've seen already. So it's not going to matter anymore. You guys are just going to be like, wow, I like this one now. Forget that one. Forget the one that I saw 2 weeks ago. I like this one. Trust me, you guys are going to do that. Every single day, I see new ones that I like more than the ones I've seen before. And so art is subjective, guys. There's paintings that are very weird, very ugly. You guys are going to be like, why the hell did he include it? Because I'm an artist and I have an artistic eye, and I look at the whole photo and I think, wow, this is very funky. Look at that little kid. He's staring up at the goblin, and it looks amazing. There's some where there's like a goblin, and then beneath him there's like a human standing there, and it looks, like surprised, like a man. But then there's a goblin, giant goblin above him. Like, there's some paintings that are so weird. The paintings are the weirdest goblins that I made. And I know some of you like them, and I know some of you hate them. Be patient with me, guys. V2 is going to be goblins, but it doesn't mean... I have so many extra goblins. I probably have enough for another 5 or 10,000 on top of the 10,000 that I'm gonna put in this collection. I'm not worried about that right now because there's people suggesting, oh, maybe you can make a collection with the rejects. I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna do anything like that because I think Goblins is gonna take a lot of my time once I start working on it. But I hope that you guys are happy and know and understand that we are now past 10,000. I am now looking at all of the access images. I'm sure I generated over 30,000 images, and I've gone through tens of thousands of them already. But I have a lot of extra ones that are these newer styles that are like they're definitely gonna get in the collection. So just as an artist, the culling process, going through and cutting out what's good and what's bad, it's just very time consuming. But you guys know that I'm there, so let's see what happens in the next 5 to 7 days. And reveal is imminent. uh, we're there, we're getting there. I'm excited. Thank you, Goblins, Goblin AI, everyone on Twitter. I will be doing some giveaways. I will announce those on tweets and on Discord. So there's going to be giveaways over the next week. The new egg is here. We're at 100%. But I'm still going to sort through some things. And hopefully, the sooner that I do this, the sooner you guys get reveal. And then we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens to the floor after tonight and after reveal. It's going to be very exciting. It's exciting for me and for all of my Goblin AI fans and family. Goblins is coming, and then I will also release information on the other two collections. There's three now. Three collections that will come to those who hold Goblin AI, and it's just super exciting. It's probably four collections, but there's two that are just ideas that I will run by you guys. The other two are nearly complete because I already had 40 to 60% done on each one of them before I did Goblin AI. And that art's really cool. It's unique. There's nothing like that out there that I see. Not even my Goblin AI now. So, yeah, I might be the guy who releases very unique looking NFTs over the next year. So, yeah, the sky's the limit, guys. All right, you guys have a good night. I hope you guys understand me, and that was very clear. Take care. Peace.